want to know how many rows over here, right? So I like to now know how many rows are here on this. I want to count. So if I do this here, count, I'll put that question over here. How many rows have added in B column from B3 to B8? So I like to count this. Simple is use equals, count, right? Count A, range. This is how we generally do. This is simple count. So totally now 6 columns. So this is my column. Now I want a question. How many rows have value matching to 140 in B3 to B8? So for this is called conditional. I am now having a condition here. The condition is count if. So here I am using count if because it is 140. So I choose here 140, put the criteria 140. So it will exactly give me number of 140s in this range. So this here gives you this value. This is count if because it is 140. Now I like how many rows have value matching to A in A3 to A8. How many rows have value matching to A in A3 to A8? Here I am using count if yes, set of conditions, right? So if yes, range criteria. So or I'll do it in another way. How many rows have matching value to 140 between 140 and 150. So in B3 to A8, B3 to B8. So here is what conditional if is coming. Count if yes bracket, right? First is criteria range 1. This is my range 1 followed by criteria which is greater than equal to 140. Now I have to give range 2 because it is 160 also I need to do. Block it followed by less than equal to 160, 150. Right? So I have totally 5 records. Out of 6, 1 record is not matching value. So this is the difference. So here I cannot do that. Here it is only single condition. I can either do greater than equal to 140 or less than equal to 140. Here I can do multiple condition. Greater than equal to 140 and less than equal to 150. Right? So I hope that answered. That is the difference between count if yes and count if. Right? So how that month has changed? How that month has changed? I think the question is on sheet 4. This April, initially they were saying 1/4, right? That's a default formatting of date is, say for example, if I put a date like this, 1/4/2013, so 2014. So this is the default date format. I can change this date format by going to format cells, right click, format cells. I am just right click onto that cell and then I'm going to select format cells in that, right? In this formatting of cells, I'm going to select, right, custom, because this is where I have this month and year. So I'm going to select custom in the format cells. Instead of date, I am selecting now custom. In custom, you can see now I am selected now MMM/YY. I say OK now. This will change it to April 2014. So I'm just, format is displayed. Initially what I typed is, I generally did May 2014, say 2013, like this. If I convert this field, May 2013, you are seeing it, I convert this into a date format. Format cells, I select, right click onto that selection, then format cells. In format cells, I make it to now DDMMYYY. DDMMYYY in custom, I am changing it. You can see now 1st May. By default it comes. It is because of formatting, it has got changed. I hope you are asking this question. So there are a lot of lagging. There are some slowness. I think now it is all right for time being. I have a doubt. Can we refresh and check if value changes? So in this case, there is no refresh here. I hope you are asking this. There is no refresh at all here. If at all I need to do, I need to redo this pivoting. Right? So that is only way. Sir, how it come? April, May at one line. April, May, if you want that to keep it as one line, you need to have year as one more column as year. So that you can manage it with year. In that year column, you can make it as in one line. Right? Since it all depends on here, what you are filtering here. I am putting it as month wise. Since it is month wise, it is allowing me to get it month wise here. Right? How to do the same dynamically? Dynamically, you have to use conditional statements and grouping. If time permits, I'll show you that. I tried this option to get updated value in pivot. Can you please let me know why you say it is not possible? If I select the 6000, you can see it is like a hard-coded value. There is no formula here. It is basically an hard-coded value here. This value, there is no formula attached to it. Because of that, you will never get a updated, the update value will never reflect over here. The reason is, what you see is, here is a taken the copy of it and then pasted in the consolidated form as per your statement over here. So I cannot have a running dynamic pivot table. There is no dynamic pivot table. It is not there. Okay, my pivot table is showing different result as compared to you. It is not summing up separately for April and May. If you see my sheet, the way I have the sheet data, in this sheet data, I have made one statement called month here. I'll also make one more statement called year here for your easy understanding. So 2013, 14. So I copy this here. So it will be copied to the entire data set. Now, if I, just for your understanding, I redraw the pivot table. I go to insert. I now have one, already I have a pivot table sheet 4. I am going to have one more pivot table now. So what I did, I made it as a year as one more column. In this year column, I typed it 2013-14 and I copied to all the columns in my system. So that is being copied. Now what I am trying to do is I am going back to insert. I am going to select insert. After I select the insert, I am going to select pivot table. I have selected pivot table now. Right? Once I select pivot table, it will ask me the range. So he is now selected now AS1 to E62. He has automatically selected the range. If I want to change it, I can change it as well. So what I did is I selected the pivot table. You will see a create pivot table screen now shortly in your screen. There is a create pivot table. So once you see the screen, you are not able to see yet. I'll just wait here. There are a lot of lagging. Yeah, I hope you are able to see now. You are able to see a create pivot table screen. In this create pivot table screen, I am just clicking new sheet. I'll put it onto another sheet now. Now you can see here there is a value difference. 400 is for April 2013, 2nd April. I click on OK now. So it is creating a new table. In this table, you have option to select now. I moved on to the new table now, new screen, new sheet file. So you can see now, I drag and drop now here. I drag and drop here, put it onto row table. So you can see year 2013. I would like to do the sum, value sum. You can see 12,400. It is a total value. If I put it for month as well, I'll put the month in the row label. For each month, what is the total? You are able to see it here. It is automatically doing the grouping. If I want to put the date, of course, I can put the date as well. So then now only you will see this April, May. If you are not able to see here April, the formatting of the row, right click onto that row. You can see now format cells. Right click onto that row. You can see a format cell. If you are seeing there 1st April 2013, if you are seeing it in that way, go to format cells, click on format cells. Right, I selected the format cell now. Select the custom. In custom, select month and year. Choose this. It will now give you this information. I hope that is clear. Right? Please acknowledge if you are fine with this. How do we add graphs in pivot table? We'll do that most probably tomorrow. We'll take it up. How to copy the data from sheet 1 and paste it in sheet 2 and filter data without pivot table. It should be dynamic. How to copy the data from sheet 1 and paste it in sheet 2 and filter data without pivot table. This we will do it if time permits tomorrow. Right? So can you right click on refresh. I'll put it over here. Right click on refresh. Yes, it has got updated. Perfect. So refresh is also available. We have refresh option. In data tab we have a refresh option. Yes. This is what they mean. Yes, it is available. I still don't get the same result like yours. All April and May. Make sure here the sum values. The values over here, it is shown as a sum of. So you make sure that it is sum. It is not average or something else. Please check that as well. The amount that you see it onto this table. Right? Check that as well. How to set a password, we'll have a time for that. We'll show it at that time. So it is showing the sum of amount there. Oh, it is showing sum of amount there means what you might have done is you have done like this. So you might have put like this. That is why it is showing sum of amount there. So don't do that. Right? Don't do that over there. So you have to ensure that it is a values. The value should have that sum. So make sure the values is having the sum. That will solve your issue. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. Tomorrow what we are going to see is most value is having sum. Make sure you have a blocked multiple rows. You are not blocked only one row. You have blocked multiple rows. Check that as well. Right? Go through my recorded session. That will have all the details. Right? Again you go through, that will help you maybe. Perfect. So I'll end the session today here. So we'll meet tomorrow with VLOOKUP, very important concept, and then lookup, VLOOKUP, horizontal lookup, as well as charting. So we'll see all these things tomorrow's class. Day after tomorrow will be macro. Right? Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Enjoy learning. Bye. See you.